Hi guys, Steve Girardi here. Welcome to Steve Strings. As you can see, I have another unboxing video today. Aklot sent me their new double neck bass ukulele. And you can see here that it arrived kind of half open. So let's go ahead and finish the job. Alrighty. So you can see here it's got a bit of a dent in there. Hopefully the instrument came through unscathed, so we'll see. And again, this is Aklot. Okay, and you can see here that this instrument comes in this big rectangular case. Let's get it out of there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get this open. Okay. Alrighty, so before we dive into the instrument, let's just briefly touch upon the gig bag. It's a gig bag that plainly fits this instrument. It's maybe 10 millimeters worth of padding to it. A pretty good sized pocket here with the Aklot logo on it. But let's look at the bass ukulele. Alrighty, so this is a double neck. And there we go. Okay, so from the look of this, it looks like it was not damaged based upon that dent that was in the box, which is good to see. But let's go ahead and go over this. Again, this is my first time seeing this, other than seeing it on the Amazon page. Alrighty, so from the look at this here, it has this interesting kind of headstock with sort of a wave shape to it. It looks like both of the headstocks have a laminate veneer on the headstock. The website describes the body as being a mahogany, and from looking at it, I can see that it is a laminate mahogany. The same for the back and sides. I'll need to double check on the material for the neck, and if I find it, I'll put that in the comments up here. Okay, so again, at first glance here, I can see that there is a scarf joint on both headstocks, and there is a joint at each of the heels here. And right now I'm looking to see if there are any finish problems on the neck, and the neck looks good. We can see here that the necks are bound with the same color material as the actual fretboard. And I'm not sure what the neck fretboard material is. It's a very dark wood. I'll check the nomenclature, and if I see it, I'll put that information up here. These do have position markers here on both fretboards, and they also have position markers on the player's side as well, which is nice. This instrument does have a strap button here on this neck, and it has a strap button at the heel. And you can see it does have the EQ, so this is an acoustic electric instrument. And here you can see it has a three-way switch. So I think, as I recall, down is the ukulele, center is off, and up is the bass. All right, and I'm looking to see here. Okay, it looks like there is an access port here on the back. I'll need to check to see if that is where the battery goes in. But again, you can see here from the EQ, it looks like it has a tuner there as well. Let's go ahead and look at the tuning machines on this. The bass tuning machines, as described in the nomenclature, is that they are a 25-to-1 gear ratio. And the ukulele strings are described as an 18-to-1 gear ratio. And you can see the ukulele strings have, they're closed back, but it's got a clear plastic so you can see them, but not so for the bass. And again, these headstocks do have the laser etched Aklot logo in both of the headstocks. The back on this instrument, you may be able to see it there in the light. It has a significant arch right in the middle of it there. And as you can hear that, it's quite resonant. In fact, it feels very, very thin. So that should certainly help with resonance. When I look inside here, I can see notched kerfing, a little bit of glue squeezed out, but no big deal. It all looks well put together. I can see the cable for the electronics in there. And if I shake it, I can hear it kind of tapping against the back. So when I tune these up, we'll see if that has any impact, if there's any vibration or rattle. But at first glance on this, this is a nice looking instrument. Again, I've looked it over. I've not seen any obvious finish flaws that are jumping out at me. There are a couple of detail things I haven't mentioned yet, and that is that this instrument does have this black binding, I presume to be ABS, going around on the top and the bottom. And also it has these inlaid, sort of a rope, kind of a shape here going on, rosettes around both of the sound holes. Let me go ahead and tune this up and get a first sound sample. I've now brought this instrument up to pitch. And we'll start with the ukulele here. And I should say, the ukulele is a 17-inch or a tenor scale ukulele. And let me say, this is the loudest ukulele I've played. Good sustain, and I presume that volume comes from this big soundboard and that arched back. All right, let's go ahead and listen to the bass now. And again, it's not plugged in. You can hear a little rattle there. So the A has a little string rattle. It's at the first fret. So I'll have to look at that. Yeah, a little string rattle at the first fret. Again, this apparently does not have batteries because I tried to turn this on and it's not turning on. So I'll need to go ahead and get some batteries in this before you can really hear the bass ukulele. To install the battery, it turns out what you do is there's a little place right here where it goes, and you just press that little lip, open it up, and put the batteries in. Okay, I've got two batteries put in here, and I have this plugged into my Legato WS80 wireless system, plugged into my Ibanez GTR 15 amp. So this is not a bass amp, it's just a regular amp. And again, you can either switch this to the bass. Oops, sorry. Again, you can either switch this to the ukulele. That's plenty loud, obviously. Or to the bass. And I've got that turned up all the way here so I can bring that down some. The settings on the amp are, there's no gain, no reverb, bass, middle, and treble are all set at 5, and the volume is set on 5 on the tuner. So let's go ahead, like I said, and look at the ukulele for the first taste of this. Okay, so volume all the way down, and bring the volume about halfway up. So go through the amp just fine. Let's switch to the bass. Okay, so I've got the bass here set. I get it turned up. Bass, middle, and treble all about neutral there. Okay, so now with the batteries plugged in, it's certainly working. You've got your first sound sample, but first impressions of this are pretty positive. Like I said, the tenor ukulele, that is just loud. It has a nice tone, decent sustain. I might be playing this just for the tenor. But then it's got that bass. So there's your first impression. First impressions are pretty positive. Certainly this tenor scale ukulele is plenty loud even without the amp. Oops. And the bass, once they're plugged in and you can switch to the right places, they work fine and they certainly project well. So I hope you found today's initial looks and unboxings video helpful for you. I'll come back in a while after I had a chance to get used to this and look it over more closely and give you a complete review. Until then, thanks for watching.